Good afternoon, Word of Life, Christian Fellowship, family, and friends. I just want to say hello to you and encourage you in the way of the Lord. The Bible in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus preaches these sermons on the mountain. And well, it was actually just one sermon, but it was so much he had to say in that sermon, and it extends from Matthew chapter 5 all the way to Matthew chapter 7. And so he talks about the Beatitudes. And the Beatitudes are the supreme blessed state. It's supreme blessedness. That's what it means. And this was considered to be the condition of the believer who have obtained favor from God. So you got this favor from God if you were experiencing these conditions, and some of these conditions were not good, but knowing that God was in control and that God works through us when we are in these conditions. And so it encourages us to submit to these situations, even though we don't like them. So one in particular was from verse 9, Matthew 5, verse 9, where Jesus says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the children of God." Notice here that the children of God are characterized as people who are peacemakers. And a peacemaker is one who seeks reconciliation, especially among adversaries. Peacemakers are those who pretty much like stand in between two people who are at odds with each other. And so we establish peace. Jesus Christ was a peacemaker because we once stood in odd with God. We once were those who were enemies, and there was enmity between us and God because of our sin. So Jesus Christ signed a peace treaty with his life, and so he became a peacemaker. And so because of his sacrifice on Calvary, we're now in relationship with God, and there's no more strife, right? And so back to the text, Matthew 5:9, "Blessed are the peacemakers." The peacemakers obtain favor from God. Why? Because God is a peacemaker. God is all about peace. God is not about odds, being at odds with people, even the world that is enmity against God, even his enemies in the world. It is not God's desire to be at war with people. It is God's desire to be connected with people. He created us, and so he loves us all, and so he wants to be connected to us. And so we choose to be citizens of the dark, or walk in darkness instead of the marvelous light. So if we are to be go-between people, to establish peace treaties between people who are at odds, then my question this morning is, or this afternoon is, what type of people should we be in terms of people who cause conflict for us? Are we warring with people? Are we going back and forth? Do we have bitterness or hatred toward people? Are we wrestling with people? Well, let me remind you, if you're a child of God, then we should be about peace, and people need to see that. People need to see that. That's how the world know that we are Christians, is by our love. That's what Jesus said to his disciples. They will know that you are my disciples by the love that you have for one another. But Jesus also tells us not to just love the people who love us, but we to also love our enemies. That means those who oppose us, those who wishes harm towards us, those who seek to hurt us, those who are always opposing us, no matter what we do. So I want to encourage you to be a peacemaker, all right? Be about peace. Pray for peace. Pray that God will give you an understanding heart to help you be strong so that you can undergo the adversity and the pressure that people are putting on you. And pray for your enemies. Pray for your enemies. Don't wish them harm. Don't wish them ill. Pray for your enemies. Love them. So be a peacemaker. Be a peaceful character. Let your intentions toward other people always be about peace. So when you come in peace. And you make it known to the other individual. I didn't come here to fight. I come in peace. Amen. God bless you and keep you is my prayer. Share this with somebody.